I wasn't very academic when I was at school. I kind of just plodded along, trying not to get into bother. Left school to do an apprenticeship. That didn't really work out. It was an apprenticeship in panel beating and spray painting. So from there I went into another job doing some more spray painting, jumped about a few different kind of manual labour jobs down in Montrose sort of area. I moved up to Aberdeen and started working in the construction industry, more so the demolition side of the construction industry. Worked away there as a labourer and then just worked my way up to a site supervisor. I worked in the demolition industry. As I say, I got up to the position of site supervisor and I was doing that for 2 or 3 years and started looking at my next sort of step, where I wanted to go. Started realising I more had a job than a career, and I wanted to really push it forward into a career. I looked into doing that within the construction industry and there wasn't really any sort of immediate paths for me to progress in. So that's when I spoke to my wife. We've got five sons and a daughter, and that's when we looked at what it would mean to us, me going back into full-time study, because that looked like the only option for getting a career rather than a job. And after a lot of discussion, we kind of decided that we wanted to do something. We needed to do something to progress kind of where we were at, so it was back to full-time education. I decided to go to college because when I was working away in the construction industry, I'd always sort of dabbled with computers, and I thought if I was going to get into a career, I would like to get into something IT, kind of computer related. And I looked at some of the courses at Aberdeen College, and I looked at an HND in computing technical support, and I thought, oh, I've got the skills for that needed. I've played with computers in my bedroom. I went to Aberdeen College and had an interview, went through the interview process, and they were a little concerned about my basic skills, study skills, English skills, math skills, how I would cope with an HND just coming out of the construction industry. So they came back with an offer of doing an NC in digital media. It wasn't my first choice, but I was really keen on changing from being in a job to a career. So I accepted the offer, and it turned out that it made my experience at Aberdeen College, I think, a lot better. I had more time to concentrate on relearning study skills, relearning the basics, rather than worrying about a complex subject. And then from there, I just built with those study skills into the more complex side of the computing, and then into the more specific side of technical support. The course I applied for, the Network Management and Design course, it was appealing because it offered a work placement. So I started at RGU in the September and got into the first semester of third year through the 2+2 Unilink, and it was it felt really fast from starting that course to rolling into a lot of your coursework being handed in December, exams in January. You had a lot of time off in December, but you spent a lot of it studying for the exams in January. And then at the second semester, at the end of January, I'd went into a work placement position, which was set up through Robert Gordon's. It's a year's placement, a paid placement, and the skills I've learned in that placement have been invaluable. It really lets you see that what you've learned during your time at college and university are transferable skills that you've learned, that you can apply them in the workplace. At the end of the HND, I'd been studying for 3 years. I was a bit, where's this going? Am I going to get something out of it? Was it worth taking the risk of going back to full-time study? And now I'm at a point where I'm really enjoying the placement. There's a lot of prospects coming from it. There's the people I work with have done the same course as me, and the employer, they state that the course we do is just bang on the money for the industry. So it's just worked out just fantastically for me, and it's definitely been the right choice for myself and my family.